Hey everybody, I am Artosis, and alongside me, Nyoken, and we are finally going to do a cast together, aren't we?
Yes, we are finally going to do it together. I didn't think I'd ever make it to Korea. I wanted to be here since 2001.
Yeah,
Took,
yeah.
19 years? But we finally did it.
It took some time.
It took some time, but I'm here
Yeah.
and I'm ready. I'm ready to cast with you.
I know, it's so wild. I've known you forever at this point. I think 2003 is when we kind of met online, and then offline, we were basically at every tournament together from
Yes.
2004 onwards. So, longtime friends, old clanmates, and all that. And we talk StarCraft pretty much every day for the last 2 years.
Yes. Send each other replays.
Yes.
Whine about Protoss.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
pretty much. Talk about build orders and gas timings and
Yes.
things like that
Yes.
extensively. So this is great to have you out here. How are you liking Korea so far?
Korea's great. I think I may never leave.
I-
Some of the things about it are just great.
Yeah.
I do miss some things from the U.S., but in
Mhm.
general, I would highly recommend Korea, at least to visit.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
Well, I came over 11 years ago, and here I still
You're
am.
still here.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what we are going to be looking at here today. StarCast, the nice folks over there, have given us some replays to look at, and we have Sharp versus Action coming up.
Yeah, Sharp versus Action. Sharp basically near the top of the Terran in terms of skill. Really only Flash and last, maybe ahead of him. So top tier Terran player. Then you got Action, who we know from Eastro.
Mm-hmm.
Played super hard in Eastro. Because of his hard work, got into KT
Mhm.
and turned into like an actually really good player. It's unfortunate for Action because he was like on the brink of really hitting his stride in KTF, and then
Yeah.
Brood War died.
Yeah, it is too bad. But you know what? He went to the military. He got that done. He came back and immediately started doing well in ASL. So very good to see that hard work finally paying off a little bit. Okay, I think we are going to go ahead and just jump into the games. I mean, this is some exciting stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. And here we go. It looks like our map is going to be on match point. We have Sharp down here in the bottom left, and Action up in the top right. Now, why don't you tell me what you think about match point in this matchup?
Yeah, so match point, pretty good map. Terran versus Zerg for Zerg. Very good for Butalisk. You
Yeah.
can sit over that ledge at the natural and get so many kills. So I think I would favor Action a little bit in this game,
Mhm.
but Sharp is so good these days that it's hard to argue against him. And if he does play something like Mech, this is a two-player map, you split it, what can Zerg do? But Zerg does
Yeah.
have a lot of options. There's a lot of potential paths to backstab. You've got very open bases for potential drop, like a Lurker, Dark Swarm drop
Mhm.
can all of a sudden just wipe out your entire main. So I think this should be a really cool game.
Yeah, I definitely echo what you were saying about how it can be very good for aggressive type plays from Zerg. I know anytime I'm playing or watching this map, I'm assuming that the Zerg is going to attack me. Not necessarily like a Zergling Rush. I mean, that's kind of stupid. Zergling Rushes suck. But just overall, lots and lots of Mutalisk harassment, silly things that get done with Lurkers and drops like you mentioned. And I feel like that's what you're going to want to be looking for here as Sharp.
Yeah, the real question here is just, are we going to see Mutalisk play or are we going to see a Lurker attack? Because we've seen Lurkers become more and more popular these days with players like Zealot kind of innovating that style. Soma, very aggressive. He comes up with unique strategies. PCS named a whole bunch of really aggro players. So that's really what we're just waiting to see. We do have 12 hatch from Action, so it's not going to be a pool first build.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of what I expect to see. Like, again, like going for a Zergling Rush, what is the point, really? I guess you can go gas pool hatch and get slightly quicker two-hatch play going, but Action is more of a macro type guy anyways, so not surprised to see how this is going down. Looks like about a 205 gas. And over here, Command Center first.
Command Center first, and this is so risky. It's a two-player map. If Action scouts
that's
you,
true.
he probably just 3 hatches before pool, right? And you just get away with it.
Yeah.
So this is very risky from Sharp, but he's not getting punished. He didn't get scouted. Action's not going to be able to punish it at all. I guess we're just going to wait to see how Sharp wants to play out this opener, because usually we see him play bio, but because this is a good mech map, we could definitely see that.
Yeah, I think that theoretically the Goliath build is probably the smartest thing to do here for defending the Mutalisk harassment and all that. But Sharp really is a bio guy in TVZ. I do not expect to see anything other than that from him anytime I'm watching him, basically.
Yeah, almost every game I've seen from Sharp is bio, so it will be no surprise to me if he goes for that. We do have action going straight into lair. It's not going to be lair speed. It's not going to be speed lair.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be straight lair, and we're just going to have to wait and see how many lings does he want to build, because there is a really nice timing with speed where you hit before the academy kicks in, especially versus 14 Command Center. And if you get your whole Marine line wiped out right before mutas come in, all of a sudden it's GG.
Yeah, that's something that I deal with on a daily basis, is losing all my Marines a half second before my bunker finishes. It's something very, very rough. But with the wall in, it's a little bit harder, I think, for Zerg to do it. And again, Action is more of a macro-oriented player. While he can do the more aggressive, the quicker Mutalisk builds and things, this is someone that you kind of expect to try to play a longer game.
Yeah, Action really got killer micro. I'm reminded of a game of his versus Flash on the blue version of Fighting Spirit. I think it's called like Spirit Fighting or something. Actual crazy game. He almost out-macroed Flash. But yeah, this time he's going to be aggro, and it's not going to be Lurkers. It is going to be Mutalisk. There was no Hydrogen. There is a wall. So Sharp can kind of skimp out on units. We see that this is a somewhat fast gas. Academy's coming in really quickly. Usually you're seeing it start at 4 minutes instead of it almost finishing at around 4 minutes. So we're probably going to see a fast stim push.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that that's really strong anyways. You want to do that against 2-hatch generally. It's pretty rare that you see the slower Academy timings. I think that they're still pretty good against 3-hatch because you have plenty of time to get out on the map before the Mutalisks actually pop. But if you don't go for this, I mean, you don't have your stim and range done forever, and then it's very hard to hold off those mutas.
Yeah, especially on this map where they just go in and out of vision over that ledge. You gotta have range. Now,
what is this
the
here?
Spire is about to finish, and yeah, 3rd hatch in the main, and I'm surprised that it's not at another base. Actually, the SCV scouts it, so he sees it, and that's going to give Sharp a big confidence booster that he doesn't have to he doesn't really have to get super aggro on the map, because Action's not taking a greedy base.
Yeah, like you said, that's so important, because with 2-hatchery play, either it's a very all-in play or they take a fast 3rd generally. Now, this is more middle of the road from Action, but of course it means that Sharp doesn't have to, for instance, consistently try to push out and suicide units on a base like down here or something.
Yeah, so we did see a move out. It forces out the second Sunken, so that's going to hurt Action just a little bit, but he is building his first few Mutalisks. Now, back on Sharp side of the map, he's got range coming in. He's got +1 started, so everything looks great for him. He's building up another barracks, so we got to wait and see. Is this going to be fast tech? Is this going to be like a slower 5 racks? What exactly does he want to go for?
Yeah, I think that generally when you're playing against 2-hatch gas timings, where it's that before 3-minute layer, you need to go 3 racks or 4 racks into tech. The 5 racks play, I've seen it like once or twice from the pros, but a lot of times it's a very all-in move in my opinion.
Yeah, so we do have the first few Mutalisks out for Action. It's moving across to bottom right. Sharp did send out a fire bat. He wants to scout and see if there's a 3rd base going up anywhere, but we saw that the hatchery was in the main, so I don't think that you can really expect there to be a hatchery at this point. Regardless, the fire bat gets picked off without really seeing much. Now back in Sharp's base, I did see him move most of his units into position here, so he's going to be ready for any movement in the main, but really, Action should be looking towards the natural to get kills, because that's the most vulnerable spot.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. But he has skimped on the turrets here, so it makes sense to have some Marines waiting. And look at that, a beautiful move, pushes them back, damages one really heavily before it gets out. And his range is already done. I mean, this is looking really sharp by Sharp.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the upgrades being built, and we have +1 armor coming in for Zerg.
Oh,
so
no.
He's either going Ling, Muta, all in, which is possible with +1 weapon, or this is Ultraman.
Yeah, this is Ultraman. Like, let's be and look, the Queen's Nest comes down right there afterwards, but this is a build that all of us Terrans have to deal with quite often. When they throw down that quick evolution chamber, it almost always means that it's going to be a lot of Mutalisk harassment going into Ultralisks, and that can be very hard to play against.
Yeah, well, here come those first few mutas. It looks like the turrets were in a good spot, but now with the SCVs kind of getting clumped up, they are kind of taking a few losses there. But regardless, when you're going ultras, you need gas. And without a 3rd gas, I'm just wondering, how do you actually support the Ultralist?
Well, I mean, you can still field like an okay amount, but it looks like he's actually taking this as his third. So that is definitely what he is going to need to get that Ultralisk count up really high. The Mutalisk's doing some decent damage here so far, but nothing too far out of the ordinary.
Yeah, not really enough damage. I think he's getting a few Marines here, so now it's starting to pick up. We've got, what, like 7 Marines going down there. So that's a nice find. Sharp unable to flank from the right side. It looks like he's trying to intercept, though, but Action just refuses to leave that ledge.
And one thing I want to mention, not only did he get a lot of SCVs, you see Sharp keeps clicking his SCVs up here. He's missing a ton of mining because of that. So still some pretty good harassment, I would say, from Action.
Well, we do have a move out to bottom right, but this is only one group, and there's still like 10 Mutalisks left. So if they can engage on the ramp, there's no way these Marines can actually win. It looks like a huge Link Flood coming, too. So Sharp, bit of an overextension here.
Oh my gosh. I mean, this is too many units, though. There's no way he's going to be able to kill this off. The Ling's coming in for that flank. Some fancy Mutalisk micro right there from Action. Looks like he'll lose a couple of mutas, but cleaning up this entire group, very worthwhile for our Zerg.
Yeah, he didn't even lose a single Mutalisk there. And now the second group comes in, but it's funneling in without a medic, so this is potentially going to go down. And all of a sudden, Sharp's going to lose 2 groups, essentially for free.
Yeah, he's not getting much done here. The Mutas fly past barely don't pick off that medic right there, losing one right before they strike. Some more units coming as well. Action actually flies past them a little bit, but coming down, oh my gosh, this is not looking very good for Sharp. He is hemorrhaging units.
Yeah, he's going to kill all of these units. Now he's probably going to kill the other group of units because it is also only 10 Marines. More Lings coming from the top. You just got to make sure that the hatchery doesn't get focused down. It looks like he's not going to get it. And Sharp, I thought he was in a good position, but now Action's he's got a massive lead.
Yeah, this was kind of brutal because especially when you see that, this is optimal for Zerg actually, this damaged hatchery, because that means that soaked a lot of damage, bought a lot of time for Action. As long as he doesn't lose it, it doesn't matter if it has 1 hit point or 1,200 hit points.
Yeah, it bought tons of time because we can see in the production that Ultralisk Cavern is about to finish. +2 armor just started. I don't see +1 or +2 weapons started for Terran.
Oh, no.
So we're going to have an upgrade advantage for Zerg.
Yeah, that's truly terrible to not have that upgrade, because if the Ultras get up to 4 carapace and you only have +1 attack, you actually don't do anything to them.
No.
As far as I understand, the damage is 0. It's as if they have Dark Swarm on them.
Yes, it's actually true. They just don't take damage. So Sharp, I just don't know what he does now. Does he put down like 5 more barracks? Does he just try and bulldoze his way through? Do we camp it out? Looks like we are going for barracks. 3 more goes down. He's up to 7. So he's going to have a lot of production, but there's 3 Ultras already done.
Yeah, this is not looking too hot. Look at that. Adrenal kindness is on the way right now. And, I mean, Action's economy is looking strong. 32 drones spread across 3 bases. He's got the 4 hatches. And it doesn't seem as if Sharp is really getting ready to expand his own economy at all.
Yeah, so we see the add-on at the natural onto the factory. So this is going to be mines. It could also be tanks, but generally you're going mines versus this in the initial stages. Greater radiate, but an even better split, taking minimal losses there.
Yeah, accidentally getting that top muta. Never the one that you really want at that point. But looks like a little counterattack here from Action. Sharp stims down, and of course Action going to have to back up. You know, while this does look bad for Sharp, I do want to mention spider mines are on the way, and this is something Sharp loves against Hive Zerg. He loves to throw spider mines all over the map, and sometimes if you get lucky with a few of them, you can really turn situations around.
Yeah, if Zerg doesn't get Overlord speed for whatever reason, and they just move command or even attack command through the middle of the map, all of a sudden 6 Ultras, 7 Ultras, they just take half their health immediately, and then they're really softened up. So Action, he can't just A-move and be confident. Oh, that's what I was waiting to see. Are we going to see the deadly combo? the Defiler, Ultralisk. Now we know for sure they're not taking damage. If there was any doubt with +4 versus +1,
like
no
literally,
damage now.
In case he accidentally lets them out from underneath the swarm, like it's still not taking damage, right? But that is the combination that is probably the scariest for Terran in the entire game.
And then you combo it with Plague.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Plague makes so Ultras now one-hit you, or if they're irradiated, they just run through you. You know, it's a buff at that point. It's pretty crazy. And, I mean, Action's really gotten everything he wants. You can see his supply is neck and neck with Sharp, which means his army is just better at this point.
Well, Sharp is going to find the 4th base at top middle, but Action, if he just counterattacks, what do we have in our main? We're going to have +4 armor versus +1 weapon. We can see that +2 hasn't completed yet for Terran.
Yeah, yeah. Looks like there are some mines out. He throws some lings forward there, but doesn't find any more. Ultras now trying to run in. That is a lot of +4 carapace speed Ultras, but the mines are here, and Sharp actually doing some great work there with the mines.
Yeah, 1 Ultra goes down for free. That Ultra's going to take another big mine hit. Action being a little stubborn here, not getting speed on his Overlord, taking a lot of damage for really nothing. Meanwhile, Sharp's army is still on the top side. He could go for an attack at the natural, maybe swoop around to bottom right, because we know Action's entire army is on the left side.
Well, I think he's got to get something done with that right now, but hold on. The Defiler coming out and Irradiate being used on an Ultralisk here. Oh, the Defiler actually walks into bunker range and dies. Does get a couple of those Dark Storms up, but not, I mean... That could have been more deadly.
It definitely could have been deadlier, but still going to get something done. But Action never actually moved his Ultralisk. Now, this vessel getting picked off, I've only seen 2 all game, so to lose this would actually be massive. He actually finds the Defiler at the bottom, but another one survives.
Oh my gosh, he actually sent another one down here. The Muta's getting on top of it immediately. In the meantime, the Marines running up and attacking uphill into Ultra Ling. Definitely not something they want to do.
Sharp's going to have to retreat, and this time he needs to get his army together, because if he bleeds off more units like this, Action's taking the 4th base, and 4 gas Zerg, that's almost unstoppable.
Oh my gosh, and look at this. I mean, Action definitely in control. He's killed off multiple vessels. Sharp's gas bank is actually rather high for being on 2 bases. You can tell he hasn't quite been macroing those vessels out as well as he needs to.
Yeah, really struggling on the vessel count. We don't even see any in production. I think they all got cleared out. Yeah. So how do we actually kill the Defiler now? Action just gets the 4th base for free, basically.
No, it seems to me that he's actually made about 4 vessels only this game, which is making this pretty hard. I mean, if you're going to win a situation like this, you need lots of Irradiate. Everything needs to be green.
Yeah, well, here's another task force getting cleaned up with minimal losses from the Zerg. A huge blob of blue moving towards the bottom, but like I said, unless we can kill the Defiler, we're not breaking through this. It looks like Vessel is going to find it, but he should... Oh, gets the Vessel right before it can cast Irradiate.
Oh, a terrible situation here. Now, if there was no Defiler here, I mean, you might have a chance with this huge Marine count, especially with 2-2 upgrades, but look at that. The Ultra's literally just sitting there, and Sharp with nothing left to do.
Yeah, and he can't A-move through this because they will continuously attack this Ultra. He's got to purposely move command through. Here come more Lings and Ultras.
Not looking too hot.
He can't bust through. What can he do? And he's so clumped. Now that has a Plague available. If he plagues them...
Oh,
he almost got it. 2 health on the Defiler.
Oh, oh my god, another Vessel goes down. 2 more Dark Storms as well. These Marines are literally actually doing nothing. I joke a lot about them doing nothing against Ultras, but this time it's real.
Yeah, he manages to kill the Defiler, so that saves the day, but half of his army's attacking 1 Ultra under Dark Storm. Actually, the entire army's attacking it. The 4th is so exposed, but he can't actually deal any damage.
And look at this, just about nothing going on for Sharp. He just started his 3rd command center, but he's already so far behind here. I just do not see a way out.
Yeah, he didn't build his vessels either, so he has, again, no Irradiates. Meanwhile, Defiler came back consumed. Now he can just keep defending with Darkstorm. He's got Plague available now. And if we look at what Action has, I don't see +3 armor being upgraded. So are we already at +3 armor?
We already are at +3, +1 melee attack.
Yeah, so he's got a huge advantage right now. Luckily, Sharp's not trailing far behind. His +3's coming in pretty soon. But he's basically broke. It's 17 minutes. I don't see a 3rd base anywhere.
No. And he's playing against what is, well, this is a mineral base, so it doesn't matter as much. But he's playing against 4 gas. And 4 gas is like where you can do anything and everything in the world as Zerg.
Well, I can tell you Sharp needs to not be where he is right now, because this is a tiny army, and this is Darkstorm Ultra.
Well, this game really looks like it's closing out right now. Nothing really left for Sharp.
Oh, the Plague.
Oh, you know that's a Plague coming in. just, ugh.
It hurts.
It hurts to see. Well, at least it's cathartic for us, right? GG is called, and that is going to be that for Sharp versus Action. Well played by Action.
Yeah, Action played it pretty perfectly. I think Sharp was doing okay until we started hemorrhaging units to bottom right.
Yeah.
If we just synced up our army, the hatchery had 350 health. We easily could have gotten that. And then again, that third hatch that Action built in his main would not have helped him because we need gas for ultras, and that was his whole plan.
Yeah. Definitely a bit of a rough one there for Sharp, but hopefully he does better next time, I guess. I don't know. This isn't really a tournament. It's just a show match. So whatever. Action ends up winning. Congrats to Action, and thank you all for watching.